Destroy them all!
Welcome back! Today we're going to be taking a look at Gradius II, which was released way back in December 1992 for the PC Engine. And yes, there was a Famicom port of this arcade classic, but I think I'm going to leave that one for a discussion on another day. Gradius II is a fantastic port of the arcade classic, well, this PC Engine version that is, featuring almost identical sprites, albeit running at a lower resolution, and surprisingly with very little slowdown. If you remember my review of Gradius I on the PC Engine, the biggest problem was the crazy amounts of slowdown. The audio also seems near perfect to me from what I can recall. Even though it's on a CD, it doesn't sound like it's been totally redone or remastered. It sounds just about near perfect to the arcade version, and I'm okay with that. It also features great sound effects and some fairly decent voice samples, which was new to the Gradius series at that point in time. When you start the game or continue, you have the ability to choose your weapon loadout. Now, this was the biggest difference between Gradius and Gradius II. There are 4 different variations, and depending on how you play, you can pick the loadout that best suits your gameplay style. And you can basically select between different things like different missiles, different types of lasers, and what type of shield you want. The one where it's a couple of hits to the front of the ship and you'll survive, or the one where it's weaker but it protects the entire ship. Stuff like that. I really like the fact that there are customization options available in the game. It really makes it stand out. As with Gradius I, the core gameplay remains mostly the same, where you dodge enemy gunfire, enemy ships, and you defeat an end boss at the end of the stage before continuing on to the next stage. There's also the weapon upgrade meter, which works exactly as it did before, whereby as you destroy enemies, you'll find little pods, you collect those, and you will move from the very far left-hand corner of the weapon upgrade or item upgrade bar all the way to the right-hand side. And once you've found the weapon that you're most interested in, you can go ahead and activate that, and then the bar resets itself, and then you slowly have to move the meter again by collecting more orbs by defeating enemies. The arcade version is known for its immense difficulty, but thankfully this version is a lot less painful. The easy mode, for example, is nowhere near as hard as the easy mode in the arcade version. While I mentioned before there wasn't very much slowdown, I did want to mention that the graphics are extremely close to the arcade version. I had mentioned that there was a slight lowering of the resolution, but other than that, it really is almost arcade perfect. There are some brief load times after you defeat a boss, but it's nothing too bad. The PC Engine version features one new stage, a new boss, and some new music to go along with the stage. And for the longest time it was my personal favorite version of Gradius II until the Sega Saturn versions allowed me to play, well, pretty much the arcade perfect version of the entire series. But this was a little bit later on. Gradius II on the PC Engine was released on the Super CD-ROM format, so keep that in mind if you want to pick the game up, and it goes for around $40 on sites like eBay. You can also pick this bad boy up on the Wii's Virtual Console, but sadly not the Wii U. If you like shooters and want to play a classic, give this one a try. It's still super fun to play.
Up.